Welcome to everyone's favorite girl of the entire Vanguard series. Today we are going to be talking about, of course, Luquier. We're going to be looking at my personal build. There are quite a few Luquier builds in Zero right now that are kind of floating around, and so today I'm going to show you my very own one. Also, I saw some comments requesting for me to try and do 2 fights per episode, so now that, we're not on the rental system kind of like stress of not overcosting, I can actually, take a bit more time with these lists. So today I'm going to be showing you my Pale Moon list with Luquier, and this is actually the list that I took to the final Vanguard Zero Championship Last Chance qualifier, because I was quite confident in it. And overall, I will still release the video talking about like my round before I got knocked out and how it could have gone better, but overall the build I think is still good. It's just that I didn't quite draw into what I needed here and there, and it took a bit too long to actually deliver the finishing blows. So there's a lot to talk about in this deck. I guess we'll start with the actual, the face of the show, which is Luquier herself. So her limit break got a little buff. It only costs counter loss 2 now instead of 3, which is really important. And then when you pay that counter loss 2, you can choose a grade 0, 1, 2, and 3 from your soul and call each of them to your rearguard circles. And of course, you don't have to call every single grade. You can just call like a 2 and a 3, or like a 2 and a 1, or 2, 3, 1, whatever you want. So it's up to that amount, so up to 4 units, 1 of each grade. So it's pretty good because you don't really use this skill that much, because it's mainly there as like a field reset, or if you run one of the more like soul charge heavy variants, then you can kind of abuse it if you want to, just like get raw plus. But in general, in my build, this limit break, its function is very much the same as it was in 2012. It's like, if your opponent destroys your board, you field reset. But generally you don't really have the counter blast to use this. Like your counter blast is going to your Alice, to your Girl Who Crossed the Gap, to your Dancing Princess. So you don't really have the excess counter blast to be using this ability that much. So that's the not so important one in my opinion. Also important to know is that she's 11k base now. This is a really important change, so this really helps us make better numbers and survive defensively. And then her main skill that I find the most important is every time you place a rear guard from your soul, for that turn she gets plus 3k, and this works on both turns of course, and this is an important point of using the fortress that when retired on rearguard circle through an attack or an effect, it calls itself back out from soul if you have another copy in the soul to the same rearguard circle, so that way on your opponent's turn she also gains power. But in this build it's much more about gaining power in your turn and being able to deliver a more aggressive turn, push like 4 damage in a turn with Alice and things like that, so it's really important for that reason. So this is Luquier herself. Her main function is to just sit there, gain some power, and just like watch as your rear guards do the magic, and then she goes in for like a 27 kind of attack, so without much effort actually. And then I run up backup grade 3. Now I need to point out that this list is inspired by Daniel Cottam. He actually helped me build it, and Daniel Cottam himself is a very well known Pale Moon player in Europe, because back in 2012 he was the one person that in the World Championship qualifier in the UK topped with Pale Moon, and that was insane. Like, everyone was blown away by that deck list. It was amazing. I built it myself. Immediately after that, I sold my Spectral Duke deck, built this, and actually won tournaments with it too, like in our country. So it was really cool, and like I really trust him with Pale Moon, especially this like early era Pale Moon. And so he helped me with this list. And at first I was quite skeptical about this backup grade 3, which is the Barking Manticore, but it actually puts in a bit of work. So first skill is Vanguard Rearguard Circle. During your turn, if you have a Crimson Beast Tamer in your soul, he gets plus 3k, so he's a 13k attacker, aka he hits against cross rides without boost, but you can also make like 10k boosters pretty easily in this deck, and therefore are able to hit for 23k columns really easily to get over their triggers as well. But then his other skill is a Vanguard Circle on place. You draw 1 and then put 1 card from your hand into your soul. This is a really good ability because sometimes you're missing like grade 1s, sometimes you didn't manage to soul charge a Trapezist or a Crimson Beast Tamer, so he helps you actually just put those pieces into your soul. So it's really good, and it draws you extra cards, so you can draw into like more of your pieces for later on, and that's really nice. So then moving along, of course, the only way to make multi-attacks is through Alice, and so I run 3 of her because I feel like if you have too many, you brick, but then having like only 2 I feel like isn't enough, because you do need to draw into it to push damage and actually be able to win. So I think 3 is a pretty good count. Her skill of course is when the attack hits a Vanguard, you may counter loss 1 and put her into your soul to search your soul for any card that is not Alice and call it to rearguard circle. So basically you hit, counter loss 1, slide in, pop something out, usually a purple Trapezist, so you can reset an entire column and then go for another big attack. So usually you can hit like 18k with a Crimson Beast Tamer and things like that. So it's pretty damn good because you can hit nice numbers and overall just do good pressure with your rearguard columns, and so she is a really big combo starter and very important to actually have, but not too, like if you're going first, you want to have this on your first grade 3 turn, because you won't have to boost her. But if you're going second, you don't really want to see this until later on, because like you're gonna need to boost her, so that way you have to like do an awkward column reset where you actually lose a rear guard, so you're only really doing it when you're really going for game, so you have to keep that in mind as well. It's really important. So Alice is important, but there are situations where you don't need her as much. Finally, the last grade 3 is Midnight Invader. This is when he attacks a Vanguard. For that battle he gets plus 2k, so this hits immediately against Majesty Lord Blaster. Doesn't need a boost against cross rides, but against every other 11k Vanguard this will just hit without any problem. So it's good to have that. I think it's a very, very effective 12k beater. The reason why I don't run the 13k when boosted is because sometimes you just don't have that luxury of boosting, so I feel like it's a safer bet to just run the Midnight Invader. Then, of course, we've been referring to her quite a bit. This is the Crimson Beast Tamer. So Crimson Beast Tamer's skill is during your turn, if you have another Crimson Beast Tamer in your soul, she gets plus 3k. So on Vanguard and Rearguard, so 12k attacker, and of course with any Rearguard she'll be 19, with Purple Trapezist she'll be 18, and then of course with the Turquoise, who has the exact same skill, she'll be a 22k column. So this again, like the point of the deck is to make go like scaling and attacks depending on your opponent's triggers. So you hit for like 11 or 12, and then you hit for like 17 or 16 or whatever, and then you can make like 21, 27 pretty easily thanks to Luquier and Crimson Beast Tamer. So that's kind of the point of the deck. Now to get these specific pieces into our soul, of course we need Dancing Princess, whose skill is Vanguard or Rearguard, on place, counterblast 1, search your deck for a grade 2 or less, and put into your soul. Usually you will either search the Crimson Beast Tamer or you will search the Purple Trapezist. So those are usually the important cards you want to search. Sometimes you will find this, sometimes you will find this, but like 80% of the time I would say it's either Purple Trapezist or Crimson Beast Tamer, depending on what you've ridden so far. So that's that. Then we have one of our normal soul charges, because we still do need soul. Like we still need to get more soul, because just depending on Dancing Princess isn't enough. It costs counterblast every single time. So we need to kind of gotcha the soul in sometimes. And so the Night Road Juggler is good for that purpose, because he's just on place soul charge 1. So very versatile. And the Skull Juggler does the exact same thing. And then finally we have 2 10k vanillas just to round off the grade 2s, because this is just a nice, your opponent has to commit a booster usually to hit it, or they have to play down a grade 3, so you know more of their triggers, and so overall 10k vanillas are pretty nice. So then, of course, I mentioned Turquoise Beast Tamer, so if you have a Crimson Beast Tamer in your soul, she's a 10k booster or attacker, and so it's very important for that reason, because you can make nice big columns. That's the whole point of this deck. And finally, the key card for grade 1s is the Purple Trapezist. We run 3, I used to play 4, but then I realized that you can really get away with 3 because of all the selective searching you can do with Dancing Princess, and so she's like your main mulligan target. So when you mulligan, you want to keep the Purple Trapezist, and you also want to keep Crimson Beast Tamer. And then depending on if you're going first or second, you would keep an Alice if you're going first. If not, then also depends on what you're facing. If it's a very aggressive deck, I would keep Luquier for sure. But if it's not, or let's say like Luquier I almost always keep. But then sometimes you might have this, and then you're debating if you want to keep it or not. If you're going up against something that's not so aggressive, you're not going to go to 4 damage soon, so you might want to go for the Barking Manticore first and then the Luquier to get some more soul in, and so sometimes you want to keep this as well. This you never keep in hand, and then this you usually draw into, don't need to keep it, and yeah, I think that's about it. So Purple Trapeze is of course very important. She's a rearguard circle on place. You choose one of your other rearguards and put them into your soul, and then you choose a card from your soul that is not Purple Trapezist and call it. So you can do a little loop to power up your Luquier, which is with Girl Who Crossed the Gap. So she's your starter, and her skill is Rearguard Circle counterblast 1 and put it into your soul to search your soul for a card that is not Girl Who Crossed the Gap and call it. So basically you do Girl Who Crossed the Gap, goes to soul, finds you Purple Trapezist. Purple Trapezist selects another Purple Trapezist and puts it in and calls out Girl Who Crossed the Gap. And then you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and you keep getting 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 on your Luquier as much, like, basically it's a +6 for every counterblast. That's kind of how you should see it, so with Luquier in mind. So basically if you need to just like build a big power Luquier, and you need to get over your opponent's defensives and stuff, then that's what you want to do. So that's basically how the list looks. We're playing 9 draw. I have tested stands, but I feel like you still really need the draws to draw into your pieces and to keep being able to dish out the aggression without falling behind of other decks. So that's how we play it. So we're gonna go into some games and show you just how Luquier plays. So this is honestly one of my favorite decks. I kind of moved on to Spectral Duke right now because I want something, because like this deck is quite technical, so I have to think a lot when you're playing it, which is really fun. But if you want to just like relax and kind of play some brainless games, not brainless, but you know, kind of like relax and play games without thinking too much, then I personally recommend Spectral Duke, which I should be covering tomorrow normally, if my schedule is still what I want it to be. So, let's get into some of these Luquier games. Alright, we're going to be playing against Gold Paladin. This is a pretty okay matchup. I think in terms of bad matchups for the deck, it really is just Narukami. Narukami is a pretty hard one. You kind of just have to give up your goal across the gap, like just acknowledge the fact that she will die. And so here, of course, we're keeping our grade 1, the Nitro Juggler, because it's Skull Juggler, because we don't have anything else. If we draw into Purple Trapezes, that'll be great, but we don't, so we're going to have to search it with the Dancing Princess. So we're going second. So Alice, of course, wouldn't be doing much, since our opponent will be an 11k Vanguard no matter what, especially seeing the Spring Breeze Messenger, I can't speak today. That basically tells us the whole story. So, here he's going to go into the Criff, so this should be just the Azel Pelennor variant, most likely. So let's just take a look at how this is going to play out. So, we don't draw the Purple Trapezes, but the PGs are appreciated. So we're just going to ride the Skull Juggler and put this here. I should probably enable animations again so that you guys can see the beauty of Luquier. I think that will be appreciated by everyone. What did we soul charge? We soul charged a Purple Trapezes. That works out just fine. Okay, that works out perfectly. So we're just going to swing. We don't really worry about not giving... Like, this deck can't really afford to not give damage. It needs to keep pushing damage in order to have a solid tempo and actually finish the game properly. So whether you're going first or second, I feel like you do need to be attacking. Like, the only question mark where you might not attack is MLB, to not let them search MLB on their first blaster ride, but otherwise it's pretty okay. Ah man, if I was going first, it would be so strong with an Alice, but unfortunately not the case. Alright, finish my coffee there. Alright, looks like another Nitro Juggler. Skull Juggler, I keep saying the wrong one. Nitro is a grade 2. Alright, so what we're going to do here is, of course, ride the Crimson Beast Tamer. We get another one, but we'll keep that for next turn. Generally, the deck doesn't want to go too aggressive in the early game. You generally want to be keeping your pieces for later to not fall behind in tempo. But here, I can push my opponent to 3, and he probably does have a self-damager to enable Limit Break. So I have to think if it's worth it, because what am I planning to do next turn? Next turn, I don't really have much to actually, like, call out. I can call out like a Crimson Beast Tamer, and I might need to like use Purple Trapezes to actually like, you know, make units. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this because I need more soul now. That's actually not bad, because now I have a grade 3 I can call out next turn if I need to. And so we're just going to start swinging here. Hopefully it doesn't get a defensive. He does not, so we can push him to 3 damage. That's honestly a pretty good spot to be in. I'll get another grade 2 there. So now he needs to push through this intercept, and then depends what kind of limit break he has. If he has Azel, that's a bit rough, because he can just supply himself with a bunch of intercepts, which means my aggro gets slower. But if it's Pelennor or something, then it's a different... Ooh, Garmor. Garmor is pretty good, because he can Superior Call immediately, but he's 10k base, so now I really want that Alice as soon as possible, because as soon as your opponent rides a 10k base, that's when Alice just comes down. You just want Alice to come down. Interesting choice to call the Luquier Shooter. I personally don't agree with it too much, because I feel like Luquier... It's like no matter what, it's not necessarily a plus. Ooh, okay, he's gonna chain Luquiers. I guess he does get intercepts out of it by discarding his heals. Ouch, okay. Maybe he can find himself a grade 1 self-damager or something. Let's see what he got. It is a grade 1 self-damager. I was expecting the Pelennor, honestly. It was close. It was close. I was afraid of the Pelennor because the Pelennor can come out when your opponent's grade 2. And so I kind of expected it there, but I guess it didn't come out just yet. So now what he's going to do is basically going to swing with that Luquier to face. Oh, he's not. He doesn't want to give me that much damage, I guess. Ooh, gets a crit though. Okay, I'm going to go to 3 at least. Ah, he's going to call out a booster with that Spring Breeze. I see. Okay, that's interesting. So I'm going to go to 3 here. And I get a draw 2 maybe into an Alice, please? Ah, look here. I need Alice. Ah, man. The worst thing about this deck is that the Dancing Princess can't search out your Alice. That's a big shame, because she can only search grade 2 or less, so... Well, another scary thing there is if they go, like, into another Pelennor after. But this doesn't hit anymore, so now he's just going to put back 2 damage and go back down to 3. So, Alice, if you're there, please come to my top deck. That would be much appreciated. Come on. Ah, didn't get it. Okay. Would be really good, but we're just going to go for Luquier, of course. Let the animation play. Luquier. Alright, so let's see. I think I want to set up some intercepts even though I have 2 PGs. I'm in a position where I need to be a bit careful. I might actually search myself another Crimson Beast Tamer here. with his Dancing Princess. It's either Crimson Beast Tamer or Purple Trapezes because then you can do some chains. But I don't have Alice yet, so I'm not too worried about the Purple Trapezist just yet. So I'm thinking I'm gonna search Crimson Beast Tamer. It'll let me like emergency search out a grade 2, so I think it's pretty okay for that reason. Because here, basically by setting up 2 grade 2s, I'm forcing him to go rear, and then face, so I'll be at 4 damage. It's gonna be pretty comfortable, and I still have... I'm just thinking because next turn I can make an intercept off my girl across the gap, but then the Luquier is gonna be just a regular rear. So I'm thinking maybe I should let him push me to 5 this turn, and I can heal down. I think that might be better actually. Letting him push me to 5. And I can heal down. Of course he might check a crit or something as well, but this way he'll go like this, and then if he pushes me to 4 and he checks a crit on Vanguard, then I'm actually going to be able to still be safe because my PG will trigger and I'll stay on 4, so that's not bad either. So let's see what we get here. A draw would be nice. We get a draw. It's the Alice that I wanted in hand. I wish they were the other way around, but I need to stop praying for Alice. Just gotta play with what the game gives you. So we'll give him a limit break, but because it's Garmor, I'm not too worried. He does play Dindrain, very smart. I think Dindrain is one of the best cards Gold Paladin has in their arsenal. So let's see. Okay, he goes for the Azels. Now he can only do the limit break once though, so that's just 1 intercept and 1 filter. But this is of course a very strong card. But I do agree with going for the Garmor last turn. Absolutely is the right play. So he runs so many crits. I think he runs like 9 crit or something. Already seen 4 of them. Alright, there's Bowmains. So now the Crimson Beast Tamer will have to put in some work. Ooh, and a grade 3, so this means that I can actually try to push for game, but I'm pretty sure that at least one of those 2 cards in his hand is a PG, of course. I think we can be pretty confident in thinking that. That's his 3rd heal I think we've seen so far. I whiff a heal because of... that's a shame, that's a shame. Okay, so no healing down for me, but it's okay. Alright, there's a trip. Does he check a crit? He does not, so I'm gonna go to 5 actually. So it's a bit dangerous now, I really need those intercepts. Alright. I think I might have to push the emergency button and search myself some Crimson Beast Tamers here. Alice. Alice is interesting. Okay. Okay, I see what we're gonna do. What we're going to do is... let's see. Use Girl Across the Gap to take the Purple Trapezes behind this Alice, and then this Purple Trapezist will suck in this Luquier and give me a Crimson Beast Tamer. Just like that, so I can set up Intercept, and then the Alice will give me another Crimson Beast Tamer to take out his other rear if I need to. I think that's a pretty good play. Okay, so how it's gonna work is go face, so this goes rear, this goes face, and then this resets into another column here. I think I can do that. I can also just call down the Purple Trapeze behind Vanguard. Oh wait, I don't have another Purple Trapezist in... okay, I cannot do a full reset. Okay. In that case, I'll just put this behind Vanguard then. I think that's pretty safe. Okay, let's do it like that. And then that way I can put drive checks onto the Alice. That works out. I mean, onto whatever the Alice calls. That's how I want to do it. Okay, that works out. Let's see if he has enough PGs to survive all this. Does he have a defensive first? He doesn't, so that's already good for me, because now I can call out this, which will be 13k. I don't need the second intercept. Instead, I need 1 trigger to make my dreams come true. So this works out. Alright. Just need 1 trigger to put onto this thingy here. Do I check 1? I don't. Okay, well I can take out the rear at least, and I normally should be surviving because he will just clear out my Crimson, and then... you know, he's gonna clear out my Crimson and 2 damage to face. He can't do it because of my PGs, and then I can just call out my current hand and finish it off normally, unless he like double heals or something, but he can only heal once anyway, so should be fine. He can use Limit Break once to find himself a grade 2, and normally should be okay. So we were really banking on a trigger there to make that second rear column hit, but it's okay. I mean, it works out regardless, I think. Potentially, in retrospect, I could have searched... thing is, I could have searched another Purple Trapezes off the Dancing Princess there. But then, as you can see, the Crimson Beast Tamer and Soul is putting in work, because this was able to hit that rear thanks to that. And that was a 10k, you know, that I had to get rid of, so it does work out. Okay, he found... oh, he called that Polymer from hand, okay. So he only has 1 intercept, so I'm still in a safe spot. He doesn't play stands, I think. It looks like it's just a 9 crit build. So my 2 PGs will trigger. That first turn double draw into double PG. Definitely pretty attractive and putting in some work right now. So there's a Luquier. Does he heal though? He does not. There's a PG. So I'm pretty sure there's just the one in his hand, and I should be able to clean this up right now because this is also 21k column now, as long as they don't, you know, call out the Crimson Beast Tamer, and it should be good. Sometimes you want to actually re-ride the Luquier to give yourself another soul to call out with the limit break, but I don't even need the limit break. As you can see, like some games you just don't need it. You really just don't need it. So I'm just gonna do it like this. This column is hitting 21, therefore it will get over even a heal if he does not have a PG in hand. I'm pretty sure this one card in his hand is a PG, of course. Only thing I could have done is like, I don't know, because you wouldn't use Limit Break there because like also even if you get yourself the Alice, you don't have the counterblast for it. So now let's just see if he heals or not. I get a draw, so of course, you know, would have been great last turn, but it is what it is. He has one heal left in deck. Does he actually find it here? Let's see. Alright. 6 damage is a crit. That's gonna be game. So just like that, like the deck doesn't do anything explosive. It just makes big columns and it filters effectively, and that's about it. So hopefully I can explain to you guys how the deck is played. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but let's go into another game here and see another perspective. So maybe we'll go into like a different scenario or something, or go first. That also helps to show like the power of the turn 3 Alice is also pretty strong. So hopefully we can show some things off. Alright, we're playing as Great Nature, hopefully not... He says, I want to limit break. So, hopefully this is gonna... Oh, we're going second again. I guess that's alright. Hopefully this is gonna be a genuine... Ooh, what a good hand. Okay, so see Alice, I'm going second, so I don't really need the Alice. And for Great Nature, most of their Grade 3s are 11k. Either directly or indirectly. So I do want to... I'm gonna put this back because I don't need these jugglers just yet. I just want the Alice for the... I mean, not the Alice, the purple trapezes for the Grade 1 ride, and this for the Grade 2 ride to search myself a Crimson Beast Tamer. So we're gonna put these back, see what we draw into. Nairo Juggler is okay. That helps us to filter a little bit. So he's running the right chain, so hopefully if he's not a VP farmer, this will be an interesting game. But let's see. Yep, okay, it is a genuine game. Good. So the interesting thing here is that those of you that watch my Great Nature deck and fight will notice that I don't play the Grade 0 of the Lux chain because I feel like it's not... Like, you don't usually have the Grade 1s to do the skill. As you can see, you didn't have them. So normally you have to put 2 rear guards here to power up and then retire and draw. So I feel like, I don't know. I personally don't like it that much. Alright, we're missing a Grade 3, so I want to be careful with my soul charging here. I think with the Dancing Princess, the search will be still valuable because that filters and makes sure that I can draw into a Grade 1 somewhere. But, I mean, there's a Grade 3 at some point, but yeah. Alright, there's a Hamsuke, but really need that Grade 3 now. Of course, like, keeping Alice to ride is also not what you want to be doing. That's not the play. It's not the play, boys and girls. Alright, so here he goes into the Grade 2 locks, but of course the skill whiffs because there's no targets on the rears. So now it's going to be a question of what he's going to call here. A Zebra, which will find him another Zebra. Wow, that is lucky. Alright, Zebra, of course, is like the same as the Transriser. Whoa, into a Hamsuke. That's really good. That's strong. I would personally call it behind Vanguard, because then you can hit 16. But I guess maybe he already has... Okay, he already has a Grade 1. Wow. Full board on turn 2. I'm gonna have a tough wall to climb over here. But should be doable. Especially because the Skull Juggler can actually hit those 7Ks, which is also nice. So here I need to hit a defensive for the Vanguard to not hit. So let's see. Of course, he is going full aggro. Do I hit a defensive here? I do, and it's a heal. That's definitely good. Again, not a Grade 3 I would have wanted to ride. So 21 is good. Now it's a 1 to pass for him. Let's see if he does hit it. Oh, he does with the draw. The Hamsuke draw. Definitely strong for him. But, you know, I'll go to 2 damage. That's okay. Another Grade 3. This time a draw into a Crimson Beast Tamer. That works out perfectly. Works out perfectly. Okay, that's good. So now what I'm going to do is, of course, ride the Crimson. Still no Grade 3s, man. So we're going to ride the Crimson, use the Princess to search another Crimson, and then just filter the deck. I don't want to use Nightmare Juggler yet because I'm afraid of randomly soul charging a Grade 3. Feels like the chances of it are very high right now. So I want to be careful with that. So we're going to do that, thin the deck a little bit. And here, like I said, I'm a bit afraid of calling this right now. So I think I'm just going to set up double intercept so I don't actually die. You know, in case I don't get myself a Grade 3. I need to be careful. And he's going to be able to make a powerful board next turn and also power up. So I need to be really careful here. And so let's just do it. Some people might also ask, why do I use this starter specifically? Because there's a lot of good starters now to choose from for Pale Moon. I just really like the ability to, like... She is just a toolbox. Like, I need something from Soul, like a Crimson Beast Tamer, search it. You know, Alice and Soul, pop it out. You know, all those things. And also the Purple Trapezes loop. I feel like there's so many nice things about Girl Across the Gap that just make me... It makes me feel like it's the best starter to play. Alright, so now it's going to depend on if we can draw a grade 3. I have one with this deck while purely on grade 2, so it is possible. But I would prefer to be able to write up and show you what the deck can do. And this is an SB Leopold. That's actually a really pretty SB. I like how the energy waves radiate, if that's the right word. Alright. Oh, but the important thing to note is that because he didn't ride the Locks grade 3, he doesn't get the extra power and cycle off of the Locks right chain skills. So it feels like the Locks right chain is being a bit wasted right now, purely for this Leopold. But what he can do is power up. Oh no, he had the Locks. That's interesting. Because I would think that just riding the Locks purely for that on-ride power-up is more worth it than what Leopold's 4K bonus can give you. So I don't know. Not sure what he was going for there, but I guess we'll see. I'm assuming he's going to target the... I'm assuming it's going to be the Hamsuke to filter and search for more grade 1s. Or maybe he's not going to trigger it at all. No, he's not. Wow. Huh? Why not ride the Locks then? It feels so much better. You know, it's like... Feels like it's just a lot better. Okay, well, we still don't have a grade 3, so we're going to have to draw into it right here, right now. Please be a Luquier. Okay, wait. Oh, okay. Okay, this game's going to be hard. We're fighting an uphill battle, but that doesn't mean I've given up. Okay, still no grade 3. I have to just go in with my soul charges now. There's no more holding back. Okay, we're still not a grade 3, so I might just trigger it here. I'm going to make a 17k column here, and we're just going to get swinging. I just have to push him. Don't care about limit break, don't care about anything, just got to push right now. That's all that matters. Gonna go face first. We get a heal so we can survive a bit longer. We're fighting such an uphill battle here. But I mean, if I do win while on grade 2, that's gonna be pretty good. Alright, come on. Push him to 4. I'm not giving up, I'm not giving up. As long as we believe we can do anything. Alright, gonna give him Limber Break, but Leopold's Limber Break is not that impactful, so it's like, it doesn't actually do that much. It just literally auto-revives, but he needs to set up and intercept for that now, and like, that Locks is just sitting there awkwardly, which means like he might do it for like one intercept to bring it back, but yeah, I mean, if he doesn't, I'm pretty chill. I'm sitting here in a good position. Oh, is he gonna put it on the Hamsuke? Does he not have intercept? Yo, I might even win on... Okay. If he doesn't have an intercept here, which he really needs, I can win on grade 2. He needs to put down an intercept. Absolutely has to. Our dear opponent is here. Because Leopold is not putting in enough work on his own. Like, what he needs to do is, like, put down a Hamsuke grade 2 or something, and target it, and then also retire it. Because then he can, like, bring back the intercept without losing one out for my next turn. And he has 2 intercepts in hand that he can then replace for the next turn. So, Hamsuke grade 2 puts in a lot of work in this deck. Not everyone runs it, of course. I personally don't. Okay, Tank Mouse to power up to make that a 16k column, but why? Not sure. Let's find out. Okay, swinging with the Locks here. Then probably going to swing with the Leopold to make a 20k column on the right. Is he not going to... Like, he doesn't have intercepts. He needs to heal here. That's the scary thing. He gets a draw. Has he drawn into all his PGs? Is that why he's so confident? I guess so, right? Okay, he's drawing a lot, but if he's not healing, I'm chilling. That's how it works, man. Alright, let's see. Do we... Still no grade 3s. And I still have 8 draws in deck, too. That's the crazy part. Another heal. This time it whiffs. Very unfortunate. Can I top deck a grade 2 now? Still have this PG that can put in work. I can make 17k columns. Like, I'm chilling. I'm absolutely chilling. This will not get retired because its own skill doesn't let it be retired. But, man, this is an interesting game. I don't think I've ever done this in a deck and fight. Okay, Alice. Alice. I guess I write it just for the power. Alice, you're not what I want. You're not what I want. But what I do want... Oh, I could do something. Hold on. I think I'd just write it, even if I lose out on power. Because I can get the Twin Drive. And I have so many triggers left in deck that I think it's worth it. So, Alice, this is not how I wanted to show off your power, but unfortunately I'm not being given much of a choice. Alright, so we're going to search out this Trapezist, put it behind Vanguard, and then we're going to basically just take this Turquoise, the Crimson, and make a 22k column so I can hit. And then we're gonna call this... Ah, the Luquier! No, come back, come back, come back. And then just make a 17 here. So basically, I need to now, like, either he doesn't check a defensive or I check a trigger and put it on the juggler. Okay, just put it on the juggler, and now 2 damage, needs to PG both. Needs to PG both. Alright, let's see it. He goes to 5. I have 2 22k columns. There's a PG, that means there's only 3 in his hand potentially. He's a 22k line. There's 1 PG. Does he have the second one in hand? He probably does. I feel like he does. But even then, I should be surviving, unless he has a restander. Ah, okay, he had it. But he has 1 PG maximum left, so normally I should be fine. I might actually be able to pull this off. Alright. The power of filtering, the power of Crimson Beast Tamer. The power of big columns. Alright, let's see. He needs to put down intercepts. He has to. Otherwise, I just come in swinging, you know? At this point, I'll call down like the whatever I draw just to make columns. Because he can't touch my back row either. Okay, there he is. Smart, smart. Like, the thing is with matchups like Great Nature, they can't touch your back row. So, like, I just need to replace the front row. One of them will be this Alice. And then one will be whatever I draw. So, I can make attacks. Does he have a second intercept, though? That's my question. Doesn't look like it. He's really hesitant. Maybe he doesn't want to lose the Hamsuke. I don't know. Regardless, he's been making some interesting plays that I don't particularly agree on, but it is what it is. Okay, Tank Mouse. Is that it for this turn? It is! 1 intercept. My man is feeling confident that he can finish this right now. Let's test his confidence then. Alright. There is that Leopold attack, so it's going to be making that a 24k column. Does he heal? He does not. He does not. He doesn't see any triggers whatsoever. And I whiff another heal, but that's okay. I mean, I have a PG in hand. And he's not going to take out my Skull Juggler, which means that I can just go for the Alice. I can go like Vanguard first and then Alice on rear to make another attack if it doesn't hit. You know? There's so much you can do with this. Alright? That doesn't get retired. And he has 1 PG left in hand, if any. I have no heals left. They've all gone. Triple failed to retire, of course, because of his skill. And now... Manticore is okay. Not to ride, though. Not to ride. Let's just make a column like this. And then this... do I even need the Alice? I guess I will still put down the Alice to make numbers. Alright, so let me do this, like attack to rear. And then hopefully put a trigger on the Alice so I can like just replace it. Let's see. Alright, nothing there. And now I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a trigger here. I mean a PG here, probably. He does not! So if he heals here, I have a 23k column that's ready to swing. Does he have it? He does not! We just won while being Great Stuck. Of course it was against Great Nature, but I mean, Pale Moon is Pale Moon. It can do these kind of things, and like I said, I have won while Great Stuck entirely for whole games before, so yeah, that's what this deck can do. It's pretty damn great. So yeah, this was Luquier. Honestly, a really, really fun deck, but of course needs quite a bit of concentration to do these efficient plays. So if you don't have Dreamy Fortresses, or if you don't like playing Dreamy Fortresses, if you're like me, I recommend this build. It's really, really fun. There's quite a bit of set 1 stuff that you need, like Crimson Beast Tamer, Purple Trapezes, PGs, and Alice, but like right now I think in the English version you have the Pale Moon Raid up, so roll that thing to get those Purple Trapezes because those are really, really important. Like honestly, super important. I can't stress it enough. So roll for that if you can, and then just, you only need 3 Purple Trapezes I would say. Alice will be a ranked reward, so you don't need to stress about that too much, but Purple Trapezes is really important. Crimson Beast Tamer, in my opinion, is also really important, but then after that, just save up for Luquier. She puts in a lot of work. And of course, when Reverse Luquier comes out, that's going to be another hot experience. So, on that note, that's going to be basically it for me today. Tomorrow should be my Gold Paladin Spectral Duke feature. That's a deck I really enjoy playing for this entire month, actually. Probably the most fun deck that's come out of this set. You know, this is the most, like, skillfully fun, and then that one is the most, like, just, you know, play cards fun. In my opinion. So yeah, so this was Luquier. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But on that note, that's gonna be it for me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.